Hello, everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. Let's keep in mind markets closed at 1 tomorrow and are closed on Tuesday for 4th of July. I hope everybody's had a great weekend. I just want to put this out there. We are expecting to see the market move up into July. Tomorrow is expecting low volume. Hopefully, there's a good chance the sellers will stay home and we can get a grind up. So that's what we're expecting, but we do have some gaps that we can possibly pull back and fill, and we're going to talk about that when we get to the SPY chart. We're going to go ahead and start talking about the charts and start discussing some other things. Things like Tesla, great delivery numbers there, and we expected that. We seen picked up some evidence that that was most likely the case. The Chinese numbers come in. Also, the casino numbers come in as well, and they actually contracted a little bit. So keep an eye on them. We could see some downside on the casinos, some upsides on the market in general. You can see SPX here, strong close last week. That's what we were expecting when we did the last video. We had it flagged off. If we didn't close over that, last week we were expecting it this week, but we did get this nice move up into the end of the week. You can see the breadth here, breadth pushing higher. Nice strong push there. U.S. dollar and it's been doing this, push up, pull back in right here, and pushed up, pulling back in. Seems like it's kind of stair stepping higher. See how it acts. It did have a down day on Friday. It is a bearish engulfing candle on Friday. So see how it acts there on that 50. That MACD could be trying to roll over as well. The VIX just telling us there's no fear here, and we all know this is a broken instrument right now, but it's clearly telling us there's no fear in the markets. Crude down here trying to hold this support level. We are wedging into this area. You can see we're respecting this downtrend, moving lower. So seeing a lower high here and a higher low. So we're just wedging. Want to see how that breaks and how that, before we get too interested in the energy names. Apple, all new high on Friday, just huge $3 trillion valuation. You can see the move here on the intraday chart, even pushing right into close. Pushing up at 8 p.m. That's a sign of strength. Gold had an up day on Friday as well, still under all the daily moving averages. So still bearish on it until it reclaims those. Advanced decline lines all turned up except for the small caps. Kind of flat there on Friday. Not as much there as we would like to have seen, I guess. AMC. We did break back above this 9 here last week. See how we act. Not a lot of power off that 9 yet, but it is holding it. You can see AMD's intraday chart, nice move up on Friday. Amazon pushed higher on Friday as well, and you can kind of see the bands wanting to, your bands are pinching, but your moving average, your 9, is trying to turn up there and push price higher. So Amazon does look like it's got more upside. We do have a volume profile bar up here, and we are moving up into some resistance. And if we can clear that, expect a pop. If we can just clear that little resistance level there, expect a pop higher. ARC looks like it wants to go higher. I mean, we had these two down days, but you can see it did gap up here, got the perfect goose head there, and the moving averages. We want to see them open up and try to push higher. AMD gap fill down here and trying to recover, trying to push back up. AMD on the weekly, nice. So we kind of exactly what we were expecting last week. We were expecting to come down and touch the weekly 9, and we did see that. We were able to close. So we got a high close, little hammer candle there on top of 9. If you draw that trend, it's coming right into support. So you have a hammer candle at support at a trend line at a weekly moving average. In the daily chart, we have, like I said, we have reclaimed that 9 there. Got to watch your 20. Still, the gap is filled. Don't get me wrong, but I like it better if we can push up above this 20 and get back above this area for a move higher. I mean, you can see the resistance there. Affirm back above the 9, but 2 weekdays there. That MACD looks like it wants to pinch lower. That could be a lower high. We may be trying to roll right over here. Keep an eye on that one this week. Amazon, nice move, pushed right up into previous resistance, about where, if you were trading it, right where you would expect to see some struggling at, and for a move lower into the end of the day. But the chart held in very well. Some good volume coming right there at the end of the day. You can see that as well. Amazon weekly pushing higher here. This is the 200. You got to say we have the 200 weekly that needs to be cleared. You can also see if we do continue higher, we're going to start seeing the volume profile picking up into a heavier range. So we were expecting a nice move into this area. In this, we had a pattern down here. It's not textbook, but it's a trading range. That's all that matters. And level was broken, looking for a move up, and then the downtrend was broken, still looking for a move up. But you can see the resistance is getting lighter in this area, but when we get back up here, it'll start getting heavier. Apple, all new high. I don't know what else to say, but so we've been bullish on it. Boeing held the 9, pushed back up, and you can see, all right, this candle opened up, clean, up here, and then big drop back down to the 9 that held the buyers come back in and was able to push the candle back up. Need to see where Monday's candle opens up. Just not really. It needs to clear all the moving averages and get back above that resistance level. Boeing can be a really hard trader. BTU, coal stock, we called this downtrend here. We're looking at this chart for a member. It's been a nice move up, clearing the 50 now. It looks we're crossing the 0 line right now. I've got a nice goose head, beak opening it up. This chart looks like it wants to go higher. Bitcoin, nice close up here on the previous week, tight week last week, or the previous week. You can see the action right here on the daily, flagging in really tight. If this is going to make a move, it needs to do it soon. It's going to end up pulling back if not. Cisco, there's our cup and handle that we were expecting. See if we can get a play off of that. Chevron, so we had this inverted cup and handle that never confirmed, trying to push back up. So that candle or that pattern never confirmed. So it's just a group of candles. Still, communication sector still pushing higher here as well, as expected. XLP broke out this double bottom. It's been wanting to move higher. We got to clear this area. So for consumer staples, we like it above the 50. We need it above that 50-day. Cost, I want to take a minute. So, because we were very leery of this chart due to this heavy volume profile, and so we were looking to get outside of this box. It just became a tight trading range. Now you can see when we got above this box, this candle didn't quite close, but you had a small gap up here and gap, so this candle, well, actually this candle opened up here and went crazy. You could see a lot of expansion there, just a lot of indecision. Looks like a big battle, but the next two candles were able to hold that level. And now that we've cleared that level, you have room to move. See how nice this chart's moving, because we're going to look at another chart here in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about having and needing room to move. And we also did a video on Moderna over the weekend. That one too, we talked about, when a good time would be to take a trade on that. You just want your levels to be cleared so you have room to move. DraftKings still pushing higher there. Just been an amazing chart for small cap in this environment. DDOG trying to push higher. We need to see this moving averages continue to push up. That is really trying to give us a nice breakout there. Lilly, passive income chart. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just easy money. Easy money. So we have Google here. We had this rounded top. It's trying to break back up out of these moving averages. I like it above the moving average. If we can get back up here, I'm bullish. Obviously, if we get below that 50, I'm going to be bearish on Google. That MACD is cooling off very nicely. So this is Home Depot's weekly chart. I didn't add the daily. I just added the weekly, and I kind of zoomed it in a little too much. But we do have this ascending triangle. We have this bottom ascending triangle that we have broken out of, and last week was watching this gap. This gap was filled on the weekly chart, so we may be able to start seeing a move up on Home Depot here. Watch for a move up to around your 330 area and see if you see some resistance there. You can see the previous areas here, and like I say, make sure you're checking your lower time frames. That is a weekly time frame, but looks very nice here, breaking out of that bottom ascending triangle. IWM intraday, I'm not going to say weak, but it was weak on Friday compared to the markets. Qs here, so we had this nice little cup here as well. The SPY was stronger, so the SPY actually closed up above this area where the Qs didn't. So I would watch this area right here for a level of resistance for the Qs. We have a gap below us. These moving averages look great. You can easily pull right back, fill the gap, come right back, lay on that 9 before pushing up. Now tomorrow we're expecting a grind up, but you know, typical Monday we could see some chop first, and we could chop lower and work on, you know, filling that gap as well. So where the market opens up tomorrow is very important. Qs, you can see the resistance. We put it in here early in the day. We come back up for it. Could not take that level out. Qs, weekly strong close there. This is starting really to be a cup. We need to change this chart up and get a cup on that chart. Nice rounded bottom breakout there. So Lockheed Martin, we got this one back on the list of members request. So, you know, we tracked, there was a lot of, we had the 3 red crows here, or it's got several different names. Then we had the falling 3 here, so we were able to catch some bearish moves on this. It's come down, put in a bottom. We left the chart alone for a while. It has pushed up, and you can see it's formed a trading range here. So this is, you can consider this a double top. You can consider it a double bottom. Consider it an M pattern. It's trying to push back up. Either way, this is giving you a clear trading range. If you don't see it any more than that, then that's fine. Draw the box around it. All right, so this depends on how you want to trade it. What kind of trade are you looking for? Are you looking for a long trade? Or are you looking for like a swing type trade? Or are you just looking for some quick cash, you know, to jump in, grab some short-term options? So that, you know, the breakout of this box all depends on, you know, when you want to enter the trade. This has a lot to do with how you trade, of how to trade this. So if we break out of this box, we got to know we have some resistance up here. We have a lot of clutter up there. If we break to the downside, we know that we clear this area. We have a little room to run. We can see it there in our volume profile, but we know we got support down here at 440. This can break either way. If you're looking for a quick trade, you just need a break of this box, or you could actually trade it up to this. If it gets some momentum, there's enough room in here that you can make money with a short-term option. If you're looking for a swing type trade, something you can sit in, you want to be outside of this box, and you want this 9. So if it breaks out, you want to let it run, pull back into a short-term moving average or a retest of the breakout area. So if it breaks out of this box and you're right with a shorter-term trade and you're ready to take profits, then, you know, you're looking for a break of the box. And there, like I say, there is plenty of room to make money within this box right now as well. So let's continue on. Mara, very nice breakout. We watched that contraction pattern. We knew when we got out of there it was going to make a nice move, and it pushed right up, cleared this area, and it's continuing higher. We do have a previous level of resistance up there that we need to keep an eye on. Merck, we had this elf shoe breakout, then this is the retest. This is the elf shoe right here. This is no more than just a retest, flagging back in to your short-term moving average, flagging back into your trend, and then breaking higher. So just a continuation pattern on a original breakout of a elf shoe with a great MACD there. Once again, look at that MACD busting through the 0 line, got your goose head, beak screaming open. That stock wants to move higher. Watch it here for resistance. This can be another passive income chart. Meta, you know, this has a lot to do with this Meta chart has a lot to do with the reason why the communication sector has been screaming higher as well. You know, this has also been a passive income chart. Every time it comes down this 9, it just pushes right back up, and you can always grab some mid-range options in here for a day or two trade and just take profits. You know, it's not that hard. Meta, nice push up here. It's hit a wall. You can see this trading range is formed up here. You can actually, if you draw this out, you could get an ascending triangle. All right, now this ascending triangle broke and failed, and you know, it's a continuation pattern. You would normally expect to move higher. In this case, it broke lower, but if you just draw a box around that right there and break below that, then you could make money on it, or just simply draw in your trend lines. You know, if you didn't recognize the pattern, once again, it's just a trading range. Microsoft pushing higher here. Those moving averages look like they want to try for a move higher. Microsoft intraday, nice move on Friday. Microsoft weekly, sitting right on this 9. Draw a line across top of them candles. If we gap up over that line tomorrow or push up over that line tomorrow, we're bullish on Microsoft. Doesn't have to be any harder than that. NVIDIA closed back above the 9 there. Nice looking chart. NVIDIA daily, nice move here. Just, I mean, you can see resistance, come back, retested it. didn't have a lot of power in the afternoons, but once again, you can see the little ascending triangle there, and this kind of did break to the downside, but didn't pull back like that last chart we just looked at. Watch your 9 on your NVIDIA weekly chart. NASDAQ, we just looked at the Qs. We could see the NASDAQ closed a little weaker than the SPY. It's still strong, but the SPY was actually stronger. Netflix's chart looks great. Test, flag back in, test to the 20, broke back up. Watch your flag pole up here for a possible resistance area, previous candle, previous high, previous area of resistance. There's a lot of reasons to watch this one level. Previous area resistance, previous high. Watch that level for resistance. You clear that, we're looking for a move higher. It looks like there is enough money to make room in that area, though, for a short option. The Qs, we've been watching this cup. This is now closed. We have closed with a cup on the Qs monthly. We need to change that chart up. Roblex, still trading in that very tight trading range. It's nothing but a box. You know, we can call it a rectangle or whatever. It's just a trading range. That's all it is. And we're looking for a break of that pattern. We have a gap to the upside if we break it. SPX, you can see SPX closed above this area. That's bullish. We're going to talk more about this when we get to the SPY. Look at those moving averages. MACD wants to turn back up. I added SMH again this week. You have this large cup. This is SMH weekly. So we have a large cup. We really need to see what we do in this area. I'm not sure why this line was drawn, to be honest, like that. I just see, I hadn't marked that off a long time ago, and I'm not sure why I drew that. The point is that we have a nice cup here on SMM weekly, or SMH, I'm sorry, and this is the semiconductors. So we all like to have strong semiconductors, but there's a good chance if we see a cup, there's a good chance we can pull back and put in a handle. So we need to watch that area and be careful with the semis. Like I say, this is a weekly chart. If we need to put in a handle, that's fine. Like to see this break. Cups definitely do not need handles. Would like to see this break and continue higher, and that would be great for the markets. SoFi, this is a sell the news event right now. Looks like you can see the lower high of the news did come in. A strong bearish engulfing candle there. See what they do with it on Friday. So what happened is good for SoFi over the long term. The diamond, another strong candle on Friday, strong, powerful gap up, but we do have these gaps down there that we do have to be aware of. Decent close on the diamond's weekly chart. The SPY weekly, strong close there, very strong close. Let's go back. You can see getting up above this area here. Resistance is getting lighter. We're clearing these areas that we were worried about as we're pushing into them, and the market has enough momentum behind it to continue to push us through them. SPY, this is SPY's monthly. Once again, this candle closed. Very nice, strong close up here. I would like it better when we get out above this. You can see it. Clear resistance at this area with previous candles. That's clear. Ray Charles can see that. There's that candle line there and know that there's resistance there. So, you know, we need to be aware of that as we go into this week. So just, you know, make sure you got it marked out on your chart. SPY week, or I'm sorry, SPY daily. So we do have this gap down here, and we did close barely, but we did close above this little resistance level. This was a rejection, definitely resistance. We closed above that. So if we can open up and remain above that tomorrow, maybe even a gap up or just open up above that level, you know, we can look for a move higher. We could see some chop tomorrow inside of, you know, expecting a grind up. Don't get me wrong, but we could definitely see some chop with that grind, and we could ease down, work on filling this gap. It is possible to try. You can see a little cup here. So I love these moving averages, the way they're shaped. This 9, this gap up like that, this 9 is going to rage higher on Monday with that close, you know, depending on what tomorrow's candle does. But that 9 is going to want to move up nicely. So that's going to put us up there. So we could pull back to fill this gap and retest the short-term moving average before pushing higher. Could be a cup and a small handle on it. That is very possible. We are expecting this market to move higher. It may pull back, retouch their short-term moving average before doing it. So the question is when, and that's why we trade like we do. We're going to make money, and you know, every day and every move all the way up. SPY 15-minute chart, you can see the higher high going into the end of the day. Strong. Square, trading range. We break that trading range looking for a move, but it has to break that trading range. There's no need to get in that battle and fight it. When you clear those areas, and it's a level of interest right there. When you clear your level of interest, we're expecting price acceleration. Still watching shot for a possible shallow handle there. Tesla intraday, decent, kind of sold, pull back in at the end of the day. You can see XLK, like the moving averages, same chart we've been looking at. Tesla weekly, holding in, waiting on that weekly 9 for now. Tesla daily looks good. We need to start pushing higher. That 9's awful flat. We want to see that 9 turning up, moving up higher. Got the makings of a goose head there. See if we can push higher on it. Uber is breaking down. This is breaking down on a large. This is a nice chart. Great move higher. This did have a large insider sell. And folks, there's nothing wrong with these insiders taking some profits. The CEO, there's nothing wrong with that for them taking some profits. Walmart, nice push up here. And just because they take profits doesn't mean it's a bad company. Doesn't mean they think it's a bad company. It's an investment for them too. So, it's not a bad thing just because somebody sells some shares to lock in some profits. Especially options, because, a lot of them have positions open options as well. XLF, this is trying to push up. If we can clear this area comfortably, looking for a move higher. I do like the moving averages. This chart does look like it's ready to try to start moving up. I need to see a little more evidence, but you can see the volume profile lightening up when we get in here. So we got a nice little hole. If it can get in that area, it can push. You can see the moving averages setting up. MACD's trying to cross. I just need a little proof from the banks. TLT, strong candle on Friday, closed back above that resistance level. IWM weekly moving higher here. Nice strong close overall, breaking up out of our foot. Remember, leg, heel, arch, ball of the foot, toes pointing up, breakout, moving higher. IWM daily, nice recovery here after pulling back as well, moving with the markets. I like IWM if it can clear this area. See some previous resistance all in this area as well. If we can just get up above that, like it for a move. Bollinger Bands are pinching in there. Put to call ratio 88, neutral. Oscillators on the New York Stock Exchange is 52, positive, good sign. Oscillators for that was a NASDAQ. This is the New York Stock Exchange, is 132 for the New York Stock Exchange. And that concludes our video for today. I hope we find this helpful. If there's any charts you want us to look at, just reach out in the comment section or in the Facebook group, Twitter, Discord. We're easy to contact. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you in the trading room.